Oh, yeah. Hi guys, welcome back to the Yep Your Ear Off podcast. Yep, hi guys, hi everybody, welcome back. Sorry y'all that now, is the audio really loud? Jesus, I swear, every time I record a video, shut up. I'm either blowing out your eardrums or I'm making you guys listen a bit closer. Of course my dog decides that now's a good time to start barking. Like, I'm telling you, he knows that I'm trying to record a video and he just thinks, yep, let me start barking real quick. Because that's what we need. That's what we need right now. Please stop. Okay, they've stopped. If you hear barking, yeah, I got a dog. Have I said that before? Do y'all know that about me? I have a dog. Do you know what else I have? Depression. You know what else I have? Crippling depression. Now, yeah, I didn't record. Why is it still so loud? Hello? Hello, it's me. How are ya? Okay. Yeah, so last week I didn't record a video. Sorry y'all about that one. What can I do? I was depressed. I just wasn't feeling the greatest, had no motivation. I didn't know what I wanted to record. Yeah. And honestly, to put it plainly, it's just been a bit tough lately, you know? Been one of those days, or more like one of those years. And we're only in fucking May. Oh my god, it's nearly June. It's like what? June 1st is on Monday? Actually, get lost. Don't talk to me right now. What do you mean it's June on Monday? Anyways, yeah, haven't been having the best time lately. Now, I haven't really spoken too much about the situation that I'm currently in, just because, you know, like, I don't want to really be talking about, like, there's certain things, obviously, that, you know, it's best to keep off the internet, but I did want to kind of talk about this situation a little bit in the best way I could, in the most, I guess, responsible way. I don't know if that's the right word, but, you know, in a way that's not exactly harmful to anybody. Stop barking. Oh my god, please stop barking. That was a not... Let me check what's going on, actually, because that bark sounded like a bark of pain. It's just still barking. Fucking, did you hear that? He was talking back to me. And he's still going. I don't know what he's barking about. And now there's a fire alarm going off. Truly, what's going on? What's going on? What's happening? I'm losing it. I'm actually losing it. I'm losing my mind. I can't do this. I'm shooting someone with a gun. I have a gun. I have a bomb. I have a nuke. I have an arm of nuke and missiles. I have a secret base, and it's full of nuclear weapons ready to launch. And I'm going to launch them. If you don't do what I say, and no, because what's going on? I'll be back, y'all. I'm pissed off. Okay. I'm back. Oh. Do you like the shot? Do you like the view? Are you enjoying the view? I don't know if it's like, just my head, but I swear I can hear another fire alarm, but it's not, I know it's not coming from my house. It sounds like it's coming from, like, somewhere else, like distant, at another house. I can hear, like, the beeping still. Anyways, I don't know why that fire alarm was going off. I love also how a fire alarm went off in my house, and my first instinct wasn't to think, oh, there's a fire. No, my first instinct was to let it ring and hope that someone turns it off. But mind you, that's because over the last couple of days, the fire alarms have just been going off for no reason. Now, I'm going to assume that happens when the batteries are flat, but I'm going to tell myself that it's ghosts. And I do believe that it could be, because I will say, back in my old house from like a while back, So not the old. If any of my friends are watching, not my previous house, the house prior to that. Um, the fire alarms would go off, but like in a pattern. So like the fire alarm would go off on like that was at the bottom of the staircase, and then the fire alarm and then it'll turn off, and then the fire alarm at like top of the staircase would then also go off. And I always believed that it was a dead person, namely my auntie. Cause I had an auntie that commits suicide. Ooh. And I truly think that she was in our home. I truly believe that. Um, I've actually wanted to talk about the story, but I wanted to save it for a Halloween episode. Well, not Halloween, but like a scary themed video. But whatever, I'll talk about it. When my auntie first passed away, I remember that me and my mum, so I'm not crazy, okay? Because my mum was seeing it too. We were seeing shadow figures in our home. And what I mean by that is I have a very, very distinct is that the right word? Distinct? When it's like clear? I have a very clear memory, and I remember everything about that like moment. So basically, in my old house, it was 3 stories, right? And at the third story, on the third floor, it was my sister's room and then my mum's room. So those were like the only rooms that were up there. So you'd go up the stairs, and it wasn't even a hallway. It was just like a little like a square, okay, like a square hallway, like genuinely, and then like the rooms, and then the doors going into the rooms. I don't know if that made sense, but whatever. So I was walking out of my mum's room, about to go downstairs, and from the corner of my eye, I saw a shadow-like figure run across my sister's room. So run from like where the window is. So imagine this is the room. So I'm walking down it, and the room's in my peripheral vision, and so the room, it's like, obviously it's a square room, because what room isn't square? And then you got like a TV over here, you got windows over here, obviously the door here, and then my sister's bunk beds over here. And I saw the shadow figure run from the window to my sister's bed. And I can't remember if my mum saw it too, because immediately I was like, Mum, I just saw something. But, oh god, my nose is running. But I do remember my mum saying something about seeing like a shadow-like figure somewhere in the house. So, yeah. That, honestly, truly, because like, I can remember it visually. Like, visually, I can still see it. Like, I can see the memory with a clear picture. Honestly, yeah, wait. Shadow figures. Let's do some research on some shadow figures, shall we? Because I mean, this is something I've been wanting to dive into, but as I said, I wanted to dive into it in like a Halloween episode where I talk about scary stories, because I feel like I have a few scary stories. But whatever, let's just dive into it now, and I can bring it up again, because at the end of the day, this is my YouTube channel, and if I want to talk about something more than once, then I'm going to talk about something more than once. Okay? Thanks. Hey, I've spoken about my ex more than once. So, might as well talk about other things more than once now. Okay. Anyways, okay, we are on Reddit/paranormal. I wonder if I could take a screenshot of this. You know what Brittany Broski does on the Broski Report? How when she's reading something, she'll have like the whatever she's reading up on like the green screen where we can also see it. I wonder if I should do that. Can y'all? I have a lot of inspiration from the Broski Report. I love the Broski Report. I don't know if you would say that my podcast is like structured like hers, but I definitely Okay, move on. Okay, here's r/paranormal on Reddit. Here's the thing. Okay, what are shadow people truly? I see them, and other people do too, but they don't really do anything much in general other than being a prick and jump scaring me a lot, or being a weirdo and staring at me from a corner. Oh, see, if I saw a shadow figure staring at me from a corner, the house is being burnt down. Like, truly. The house is being burnt down on moving cities. Don't piss me off. Anyways, what are they truly? Are they bad? Are they good? In Middle Eastern law and theology. What is theology? I've heard that word a lot and I don't know what that is. Theology. What's theology? Is it just like theory? The systematic study of the nature of the divine, religious beliefs, and spirituality. Okay. I think last episode I mentioned theology, no? Because I was talking about morality. In Middle Eastern law and theology, shadow people are believed to be and described as jinn. Jinn, right? It's pronounced jinn. I've heard of whatever. They are a separate class of paranormal beings distinct from ghosts, spirits, demons, fairies, and other such paranormal categories, though the word jinn was also used for demons. It is believed jinn, shadow people, are paranormal or interdimensional beings or entities that populate the earth much like humans but in a different dimension or plane of existence. They reproduce and have offspring similar to humans and love to squat in abandoned houses or old structures where no humans live in. There was overwhelming amount of anecdotal evidence that any house or structure that gets abandoned by humans for some years gets infested by squatting jinns, aka shadow people. Okay, but that's not really what I'm talking about here. Because my belief was that shadow person that I was seeing was my late auntie, because it was around the time that she died that we started seeing shadow figures. My mum was seeing it too, so I always thought, it was my my auntie. Were there other instances? Because I feel like there were a couple instances when my auntie died that were just like weird. Like there was like, well, obviously, as I mentioned, yeah, that the fire alarm situation that was going on, where like the fire alarms were going off in like a pattern, as if maybe like, because you know how it's pretty common to hear that ghosts can like, they have some effect on things that are powered by electricity, wait, actually, let's look that up. Do ghosts have an effect on electric magnetic field? Is that what I'm thinking about here? From a scientific standpoint, there's no proof that ghosts exist, let alone that they have an electromagnetic field. However, in paranormal lore and popular ghost hunting culture, it is a core theory that spirits either generate or manipulate EMFs to manifest or interact with our physical world. Right, so I'm going to assume that means they can like make our lights flicker and stuff like that. So yeah, I always believe that because ghosts have that ability, that my auntie was like walking around my house, and whenever she'd walk underneath the fire alarm would go off. So that's why the fire alarm was going off in like a pattern. So it would like start from like the bottom of the stairs, and then and then all of a sudden the fire alarm in the hallway at the top of the stairs would go off. Because truly, like, tell me that's not odd. Another instance that I just remembered is something to do with like the salt shaker. So we had the salt shaker and my auntie, she would come over, and she would just like go ham on the salt shaker. Like she'd grind up because it was like one of those salt shakers that was like a grinder as well. Grinder mention. So like obviously, you have the salt is like in the rock formation still, and you have to twist it. Okay, I'll stop. Let's stop right there. You have to twist it to get the salt out and stuff like that to grind them down. So she would like literally just stand in my kitchen doing that, and I can't remember what it was, but it was something to do with like my the salt shaker just fell out of the cupboard. Mind you, it was in the cupboard, like it was in there. It wasn't like halfway out, so that's why it fell. And it just like fell out of the cupboard. Hey, bitch, you're dead. You can't have that anymore. It's also sometimes I do think about the fact that I'm the age, if I'm correct, I'm the age that my auntie was when she passed. That's kind of weird to think about, It's weird to think that my auntie was this age, because when I was younger, like she seemed older, if that makes sense. You know how it's such a common thing that when you're when you're young, older people just like they seem so much older, but when you get to that age, you realize that you're not as mature or old as you believed as a child. Like even in primary, when I first started, and you'd see all like the year 6, or what's the equivalent of year 6 for America's grade 5. I don't know why I always feel the need to like translate stuff like that into American format as well. Like when I'm saying, oh yeah, year 6, I feel the need to say for Americans, grade 5. But I mean, if I'm being honest, I imagine Americans watching my YouTube video more than people in like New Zealand and what Australia and the UK. They use similar systems, right? Whatever. Anyways, what was I saying? Yeah, like starting in primary, I saw the year 6s, and they looked like, I believe that they were like so old. But when I got to year 6, obviously I didn't feel that old. And even looking down at like year 6 students, like they're babies. They're actually children. What are you talking about? Anyways, sorry. Whoa, there is spit. There's spit all over the screen. I have made it wet. Because I'm so good at making things wet. Anyways, let's move on from that. Why was I talking about shadow figures? Oh, fire alarm's going off. Actually, like, that's gross. Why is there spit all over my screen? Anyways, to go back to what I was trying to talk about before, yeah, I didn't record a video last week. I've been feeling I felt very unmotivated. I wasn't feeling great. And if I'm being honest, the situation that I'm in at my home isn't exactly the greatest. Basically, to put it plainly, without, shedding too much light on it, my mum has a boyfriend that I'm not necessarily a fan of, which is, I feel like that's a very common thing. And he recently moved into my home, and yeah, it just made my life very tough. Now, I know from a surface level that sounds like, oh, that's like you're depressed because your mum has a boyfriend and he's moved in. There's a lot of history, okay? They've been together for like nearly 10 years. There's a lot of history. Won't go into it, obviously. This is not the place to do so. But I did want to talk about it to a certain extent, just because it's it is having an effect on me, and I'm sure it's not too bad to talk about this on my podcast. It's not as long as it's not harming anybody, then truly I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna talk about it. It's my experience, it's my experience. Yep. So yeah. So just it's made my life just a little bit tough. Yeah, I also, in terms of doing this, because obviously I started doing this last year, September, and I was really excited about this year because this year I would have finished my studies, which, if you remember, I was studying last year. My mum's about to walk through the door. I know it. I don't have any other clothes. Okay, I'm just gonna continue. So yeah, anyways, sorry, my mum got back home and she was causing a ruckus. Anyways, to continue what I was talking about. Yes, I was studying last year. Which, mind you, can I just mention that because I was doing, I was studying last year, and I was only doing the course that I was doing because there was an internship that was offered at the end of it. It was an optional one, and I wanted to do it because I desperately just wanted to leave this place. And okay, obviously, as you might be able to tell, I didn't even go and end up doing it. But anyways, that aside, that I didn't do it because obviously, the internship would have been in America, and have you seen the state of that place right now? As much as I would love to go to America, to the land of the USA, right now, politically, yeah, babes, probably not a good idea to be going over there. Anyways, hello, welcome to my ASMR. Okay, sorry. If you can also hear people in the background, please ignore it. I'm choosing to ignore it too. I was gonna stop and wait until they leave because I know they're gonna go soon to go pick up my siblings. That's another thing. I need to finish recording before they get home. Let's continue. Let's get on with it. So yeah, I was studying last year, and I also started doing this, and now this is something that I've been wanting to do for a very long time. I've actually genuinely for the longest time, I've always loved the idea of recording videos. I don't know if I want it to be something that I make my job for the rest of my life. If somehow I'm lucky enough to find myself in that position, I wouldn't be mad. But like this is more just something that I do for fun. It's a nice little hobby. Obviously, I've talked about this multiple times. My true dream for my career is to be an actor. Anyways, let's continue with what I'm trying to say. So, yeah, obviously this is just a fun little hobby that I do, but I did want to kind of put some more effort into it, right? And obviously I think I've mentioned this so many times. I live at home with my mum and my four siblings, right? Is that doxing? Did I just dox myself? No, I didn't. Like, yeah, oh my gosh, I got four siblings. I'm doxed. Um anyways, yeah, so I live at home with my mum and my siblings, and my siblings are all younger than me. Um not that that plays into anything, but the only thing that it does play into is that making videos, like when I want to record a video, I would much rather record videos when I'm home alone, which I'm very rarely home alone now. If this man didn't move into my house, I would be home alone way more. But I'm not, and I also, like, I just don't feel comfortable. Obviously, if it wasn't clear, like, this man does not make me feel comfortable in my own home. So when I'm at home, I shut myself in my room, and I, like, take a personal vow of, like, containment. And I only leave my room, like, when absolutely necessary, like if I'm gonna go make me some food or go toilet or go shower. That's the only times I leave my room. Anyways, so obviously, me feeling uncomfortable around this man, obviously that also comes with me feeling uncomfortable to just be myself. So I don't want him to hear me hootering and hollering while I'm trying to record. Another thing is that plays into it is also, yeah, I live here with my siblings, and during the day, if they are at home, my room is right by the lounge, and so that, in the lounge a lot, watching TV or playing the game. So that can make recording a bit hard because I don't really want there to be talking in the background like there was before. That's why I had to fucking stop. But yeah. So so I've only really been recording videos at nighttime at like 2, 3 in the morning, which honestly isn't great because I've been wanting to fix my sleep schedule because my sleep schedule is horrendous. Like, take what 2 nights ago for what take for 2 nights ago. That does not make sense. Take 2 nights ago. I went to sleep 4 in the morning. I for some reason woke up 2 hours later, 6 in the morning. Couldn't go back to sleep until like 7. Then woke up at 1. Hey, today, I went to sleep at 4 in the morning. Woke up at 11:30. Like, my sleep schedule was fucked, man. It truly is horrible. But yes, it was working though when, like, I was doing that, recording videos at like 2 in the morning, because that's what I've been doing. Like, pretty much all except for last week. All of my the week before, all of my videos from, like, that has come out this year, majority of them, if not all, was done at night, 2 in the morning. And obviously with that, everyone in my home is sleeping, so I have to kind of chain myself down a little bit. And now, because I love being loud. If y'all didn't know this about me, I love being loud. And I was talking to my friend about this last night, saying like how that's a big reason to why I like being home alone when I'm recording videos, because I can scream and shout and let it all out. But I can't exactly do that when my family's here sleeping. And I also don't really feel comfortable doing that when they're here awake. So being home alone is the best time to do so. But I'm really only home alone for like an hour every day. So from like from one time to from like a certain time to the time that my mom goes to pick up my siblings, I'm home alone for that little short period of time. So if I want to record a video and I know for certain I'll be home alone, then it has to be during that set time every day. Which, yeah, I don't know, it's weird because I only thought about that last night. I was like, wait, but I'm home alone for like an hour every day. I'm sure I can cram in a video. Yeah, it doesn't help though that today my sister is actually here because she's homesick. So I am trying to, like, not scream as much, even though I would love to scream. I would love to scream because that's just a part of my personality. Like, I'm itching for a good scream. Um, but yeah, I can't really do so because my sister's here. Although my mum's home right now. She's about to go pick up my siblings, and I'm hoping that she takes my sister with her. Oh wait, I think they're leaving right now. Sorry. I think we're gonna take another break real quick. Let's take another break. Once again, I had to take a break because everyone was in the kitchen, which is like right there, so I felt perceived. Because yeah, another thing that also doesn't help with the fact that, you know, it's hard for me to make videos when there's people here is that I don't like being perceived. I do not like being perceived, which honestly you could probably tell by everything I literally just said. That I'm not a fan of being perceived. Now, I have been trying to think of other workarounds, like, okay, you know, what else can I do so that I don't always have to record videos at nighttime where I have to kind of chain myself down a little bit. And I have dabbled with the idea of maybe talking to my grandparents, because they both, unlike me, are employed. And you know, maybe I could just like use their house, like when they're at work I can go over and record a video. But with that said, I feel like they would want to see what I'm doing, because like obviously they're gonna want to know, like, okay, you're in our home once a week recording a video, what are you recording, can we see? Now, my ma, I wouldn't mind my ma seeing this. Like, if my ma happened to stumble across my YouTube channel, hey, I'm okay with it as long as she's only watching it by herself. Okay, if my ma happens to find this video, you can watch this at work. Watch it on your break. Don't watch it at home. Don't watch it near my pa. Now, I love my pa. The only truly reason that I don't want him to see this is because not obviously, but if you didn't know this about me, I'm gay, but my pa doesn't know that. Honestly, like, I don't give a fuck about people knowing, but I am still DL trade. I'm still DL trade to select few people, mainly people in my family. So like, I think I talked about this in a recent video, but so the only people that don't know is like my granddad, my own dad, two of my uncles. My mom honestly kind of doesn't really know either. She just knows I'm like, I told her the bisexual story. You know how everyone has that phase where, not phase, but you know, before like gay guys or just gay people in general come out, they usually tell people that they're bisexual first, just to like, you know, because it's easier to say that you're still half straight. It makes yourself feel better when you have a lot of internal homophobia and stuff like that, you know. So yeah, obviously I played the bisexual story. I actually played it for a very long time. Like, I came out in year 9, so I came out when I was like 13, going on to 14, and I honestly only started saying the word gay last year. Yeah, but anyways, where was I going with this? Oh yeah, so my mom thinks I'm bisexual, but honestly, like, I don't think my mom likes that. Like, I think she's kind of in denial about it. Every now and then she'll mention me having a girlfriend rather than a boyfriend. But wait, have I talked about how my family knows? Because I actually, like, I didn't tell my family. They figured it out. They figured it out. Matter of fact, my my cousin told me one time that my grandma, because my grandma knows, they told me that like they kind of like had a family discussion about my sexuality. Nothing bad, but I think if I'm correct, I'm pretty sure my cousin said something like how my mom was just like, Brayton's gay, right? And all my family was like, yeah. But what really set it off for them was, spare me from the depths. I'm about to talk about a man. On my 18th birthday, I had invited over a guy from my school who I had like a massive crush on. And now this is a whole story within itself. I'm not gonna get into it. It would be fun to do it at some point though, but whatever. What happened? Oh yeah, so it was, from my point of view, okay, our friendship was very homoerotic, kind of. it was very much giving gay friend and closeted friend. Now, was that man actually closeted? I guess we'll never know. Was I just delusional and hope for that? Maybe. But we're not here to talk about that. I'm bringing it up because at my birthday we were very touchy. Like, I was sitting on their lap and stuff like that, and that's what set it off for my family, because obviously my entire family was at my 18th birthday. Thankfully, my granddad was in the garage. I mean, in the lounge. So my granddad was in the lounge because poor old man, he was in there with my cousin, and he was just chilling. And then the rest of us were getting drunk out in the garage. And yeah, like, so everybody was basically in there, my family, apart from like my granddad and my uncles, because they had already left to go home. And obviously they saw me like sitting on this man's lap. At some point he bent me over and was thrusting on me. Ah! Imagine if my sister didn't go with my mum and she's actually still here. No, she left. Anyways, yeah, so and obviously that night, I mean, it was my first time drinking as well, so I was like absolutely plastered. So I wasn't really thinking about the fact that, like, oh yeah, I'm sitting on this man's lap, kissing him on the cheek, and my family's here. My grandma's right over there. My uncle's right there next to us. So yeah. So I'm pretty sure that was when. Well, actually, I can't remember if my cousin, because I'm pretty sure my cousin said before. I think that was before my birthday though, when my cousin told me that like my ma brought my sexuality up. Was it before or after? I can't remember. It doesn't matter. But yeah, that day did like truly like, that was the nail in the coffin. I remember back earlier on in March, when I went to go up north to go visit my family, and that the family that that I know that they're gay, and I've said the words I'm gay right to them, and yeah, like, bless them. I actually really miss them. If y'all are watching right now, I miss y'all, and I actually like want y'all to adopt me, and I'm being serious about that. Anyways, where was I going with this? Oh yeah, like, a lot of them told me that what really like confirmed my sexuality for them was my 18th birthday. And it's funny because I remember one of my aunties, she didn't know, she thought I was straight. I think I told the story maybe, but yeah, like, I remember when I told her, she was like, oh, and I was like, wait, because everyone knows because of my 18th birthday. Did you not see that whole situation? And I can't remember what she said. She said something. I forgot what she said. But yeah, she did notice it, but I think she just didn't think so. But yeah, my ma, because yeah, I'm pretty sure my ma thought that he was my boyfriend. I mean, my whole family thought that, because I remember the next day I went to go spend the day at my granddad's, and my cousins who came down for my birthday were staying there. And I remember they were like, my uncle was like, oh, was that boy your boyfriend? And I said no, because he wasn't. But he like didn't believe me at first. He's like, no, it's okay. Like, you can tell me. I said, no, he's like, truly, he is not my boyfriend. And he was like, no, it's fine. Like, he told me this not stupid, but it's just funny that he brought it up. He was like, I got a cousin. He's a drag queen. And I was like, okay, cool, but he's not my boyfriend. But he didn't take no for an. So I just said maybe. I said maybe. Yeah. And what's it called? And then I remember Christmas Day, for some fucking reason, I was on the phone to the man, and I was going around like, say hi to my friend! And my ma took my phone and gave him like this whole talk. Like, she was like, you need to look after my grandson and blah, 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 and you need to treat him right. And yeah, like, I remember I was talking about this with my friend last night. I was like, yeah, she didn't say that to be like, be a good friend. She said that because she thought the man was my boyfriend. Wait, why did I bring this up? Oh, right. I was dabbling with the idea of maybe asking my grandparents if I can use their house to record videos, if I really need to do so. Especially because I have so many fun ideas, that I can't really execute in my home as well. Like, I want to try cooking videos, not like, just for fun. I just like want to record fun videos, and so one of the fun ideas is like just cooking a meal, like a certain meal. It can be anything. Like, it doesn't have to be anything in particular. It would be fun if it had like a theme. But yeah, and then like recording myself make it, maybe then like a mini mukbang at the end, like that should be fun. But I can't really do that at my house. But their house is like perfect for it. Like, their kitchen is kitchen is like such a perfect place to record a video like that. And then if you don't remember, actually no, I'm gonna dox myself. I'm getting scared. Anyways, Yeah, to actually keep talking about my sexuality. I've been thinking about that lately. How at some point I'm gonna have to tell them, because I do think that it puts a wedge, not a wedge, like there's like this invisible barrier that I would say that is put up around me and my family. Like around the family members that know, like that barrier isn't really there. That's why when I was up visiting my family back in March, April, I like it just felt great to be around family members and just still be myself, because yeah, but I'm not really like that around my family members that don't know. And even in my house, I'm a bit more like, reserved and stick to. I feel like I think I'm a very different person. Like truly, I'm a very different person when I'm around my family versus when I'm around friends or by myself or whatever. Um, and that's just mainly because of the fact that I suppress my sexuality and stuff like that. And I think me suppressing my sexuality has also in turn made me a bit. I don't know if I want to, if the right word I'm looking for is avoidant, but like maybe a little bit like, I'm not exactly like, I find it cringe to show emotion around my family members, like to show that I'm happy or sad or stuff like that. And I think, yeah, what drives that is the fact that I reserve my sexuality, also reserved myself from them. So I reserve a bunch of stuff from them, my emotions, my whatever. And even my dad, like I mentioned that my dad doesn't know, and he's quite homophobic. Like, but whose dad isn't? Let's be real. Well, I mean, there's a lot of dads that aren't. But yeah, my dad's very homophobic. I think I talked about this as well. How he was watching The Last of Us, and he stopped at the episode with the two guys. And he told me, he's like, yeah, I stopped after that video, after the episode with the two gay guys, and I was just like, well, you kind of created a gay person, so. Anyways, I need to hurry up before my mum pulls up with my siblings and I'm gonna have to be forced to stop. So I need to. Okay, so yeah, at some point I should tell him too, because it has put a wedge in our relationship. Growing up, I was very close with him, but then as I started growing up, when I was younger, I mean, but as I started growing up, then I, became less close because of the fact that I started caring more about how I'm perceived, and I started caring more about hiding my sexuality, which in turn led to me kind of hiding my true self, authentic self. So now me and my dad don't talk that much anymore, and yeah, and I know that a big part of that is because of me. But yeah, I don't know. Will I ever do so? I'm not sure. I've also I need to bring this up because I was talking about it with my friend last night as well. I also kind of reserved my sexuality from a member of my class last year when I was studying. There was one person in my class, and I reserved my sexuality from her, and I didn't even say I was bisexual. I acted straight. Like I just didn't even talk about my sexuality. I think a few times I've made like a said something that made it seem like I had a girlfriend or had a girlfriend because I wanted her to think I was straight. And honestly, that was horrible. That was actually truly horrible. And because, hey, you want to know why? A man. Hopefully she doesn't watch this. I don't think she watches my shit, so I'm sure I'm fine. So she happened to still be very close with, and also had romantic feelings with someone that I did as well. I've spoken about him countless times. It wasn't the person that was at my 18th. It was someone else from last year. But sorry. Anyways, why am I talking about a man? No, I'm not talking about the man. I'm talking about the experience and how it changed me. I'm not saying shit like I miss him. I'm talking about an experience. So it's not. Sometimes I cringe when I talk about a man, but I have to realize but I'm not saying it with the intent of being like, oh, I miss him and I love talking about men. I'm talking about it and to self-reflect, because that's what I'm doing right now. I'm self-reflecting. Anyways, yeah, basically, I hid my sexuality from her. I think she had a thing for me, and that drove me even more to hide my sexuality from her, because the idea of her having like a crush on me and then going back to the boy who she was also close with and telling him like, oh, I have a crush on this boy in my class, his name's Brayton and this is him, and then he having to like hear from his, I don't know if she's his ex, but having just to hear from anybody about me Like, I ate that up. And also because I was still a bit iffy about people knowing that I was gay. For some reason, a man that I've literally sucked off, I didn't want him to know that I was gay. Because I told him I was bisexual as well. Because the idea of telling him that I was gay scared me. Because he was a bit homophobic, which make sense. I'm in your bed about to lay it on thick. And you're homophobic. We were watching Emergency Intercom. And he turned it off because he didn't like Drew. Just because Drew was acting a bit feminine. Like, truly, that man was so in the closet, it's sad. Like, he was seeing Christmas presents. That's how in the closet he fucking was. Anyways, I didn't want oh, not me Nelly name dropping her. I didn't want her to know that I was gay as well, because then she might go and tell him that I was gay. Since they're best friends, I'd assume that she'd tell him everything, especially if she had a thing for me. Oh, the washing machine's like going crazy right now. Yeah, and I don't want her to know that I was gay, because then she'd tell him that I was gay. And then in my head, I was like, oh, he can't know that I'm gay, because if he knows that I'm gay, then he might not like me anymore, and we'll never have a chance to be together again. Are you joking? Are you joking me? Sometimes I think about how, like, there's snot all over myself. How males, I don't know if, like, that's being male-centered, but my mind was so male-centered last year. Oh, and don't get me started on the year before. That boy that I talked about that was on their 18th birthday, don't get me started. I was reflecting on this last week when I went to go hang out with my friend. And I was thinking about how, like, I feel so bad for my friends in high school. And I just want to say now, if you motherfuckers are watching right now, let me apologize. Because truly how annoying I was. Every day coming to school complaining about this man. Oh, truly. Like, truly apologize. Because that's embarrassing. You're so embarrassing. Oh my god. So much of my life in 2024 and 2025 revolved around men, bro. Especially, like, the end of 24, the start of 25. I was so male-oriented. And for what? Where did that get me? Because truly, it had, like, actual implications on my life. Back in 24, I slacked off so bad, bro. It was my final year of college. I wasn't planning on going to university, mainly because I was ashamed of the shit that I wanted to do. Because obviously, as I said, this is something I kind of want to do. I'm not sure if I want it to be a career path. I'm just doing it for fun. Wouldn't mind if it became a career path though. Like, if I started earning money from this, then that's like, I'd feel so grateful and lucky because I have fun doing this. And I feel like one of the greatest treasures in life is to be able to do something for a living that you actually genuinely enjoy, that makes you happy. Anyways, I was too ashamed to tell people I want to act and I want to make videos on YouTube for fun. Don't say my mom's here. Oh yeah, but I just felt too ashamed to, so I told everyone I wanted to study law. I'm gonna talk really fast, because I'm running out of time here. Yeah, but because I was too ashamed to actually do that with my life, I had no prospects or goals that I set for myself. So academically, I slacked off. Thankfully I passed level 3, but I didn't get enough, because if you don't live in New Zealand, if you want to go to university, you have to earn like 14 university entrance credits in 3 different subjects, and I got it in 2, and if I passed my biology exam, then I would have gotten it in 3. And now that's kind of biting me up the ass, because I've been thinking about going to uni to study drama, but I don't know how that's going to work if I don't got UE. So I don't know. That's a whole thing I've been stressed out about. But yeah, and another reason to why I just didn't care about my future is because I was so focused on a man and the future with this man, which don't piss me off because oh my god, I didn't even get started on that. But like, honestly, like, I mean, I don't really give a fuck about him. I mainly give a fuck about the fact that like my friends had to put up with that, and I feel so bad for them. Another thing as well is that, to go back to what I was talking about before about, me not telling this girl in my class that I was gay because I didn't want her to go and tell this man, which leads me to say, like, the fact that there was I felt like I had to hide something so this man would like me, then why are you with him? Because why are you going to be friends with someone? Why are you going to try and indulge romantically in someone if you need to hide a part of who you are? Because then they're not meant for you. They are not meant for you. And I've been thinking about that, how I don't know if there's anyone on this earth who's going to be able to handle all this. Because I am crazy. Look at the way I'm acting right now. I feel like I'm the weirdest motherfucker on planet Earth. Like, I truly think I'm a fucking alien, bro. I truly believe that. I'm an alien. Because why am I so weird and odd? I'm a nerd. I'm crazy. I'm loud. I'm weird. I'm annoying. I'm all this shit. And sometimes I think, I don't know if there's a man on this earth that's going to be able to put up with me. Because I don't think the man from last year would have put up with me. Okay, then good riddance. If he's not gonna put up with you, then good riddance. Out the door, out the door. If you can't handle me now, you can't handle me tomorrow. Out the fucking door. Thank you. And maybe there's not gonna be a man. And this goes for everyone. If there is not someone that you can see yourself being with, where you can also be yourself, then maybe being single for the rest of your life isn't that bad. Because let me ask you this. Would you rather be single for the rest of your life, or would you rather date someone but have to hide who you are? You know? And let me also say, I was listening to Renaissance by Beyonce last night. Cozy and Alien Superstar. Amazing. They made me feel good about being who I am. And if you remember last year, I think I talked about this, how I went, you know, I was very much trying to be myself more and being comfortable in my own skin. I think that's still something I'm working on. I definitely know that I'm way more comfortable being myself now than I was for like a lot of my life, which I'm really grateful about. Yeah. Oh, can you hear my laptop? She's blowing. So I actually want to I just want to read a couple lyrics from this song because it's great. Okay, so this is Cozy by Beyonce. Damn, I love the burning of the dagger from the words that you say. Dancing in the mirror, kiss my scars because I love what they made. She's a god, she's a hero. She survived or she's been through. She's confident, damn she lethal. Might I suggest you don't fuck with my sis? Cause she comfortable. Comfortable in my skin, cozy with who I am. Comfortable in my skin, cozy. Comfortable in my skin, feet up above your sins. I love myself, goddamn. I love me, they hate me because they want me. I mean, and this part doesn't really connect with me because obviously I'm not black, but I do love the lyric. I'm dark brown, dark skin, light skin, beige, fluorescent beige, bitch, I'm black. Like, period. Like, yes, you are black and we love you for it. Because sometimes I do think about that because, like, how are you pressed about the color of someone's skin? That's like, that never made sense to me. Anyways. Been down, been up, been broke down, bounce back. Been off, been on, been back, what you know about that? Been the light, been dark, been the truth, been the king, be energy. I've been thick, been fine, still a 10, still ahead, that's all me. Black like love too deep, dance to the soles of my feet. Green eyes, I love this part especially. Dance to the soles of my feet, green eyes envy me, paint the world pussy pink, blue like the soul I crowned, purple drank in couture gowns, gold fangs a shade God made, blue, black, white, and brown. Paint the town red like cinnamon, yellow diamonds, limoncello glycerin, rainbow gelato in the street, Renaissance yachting and Capri. Now, if you couldn't tell, all the colors that she says in this verse are colors of the LGBTQ flag. Like, that's so good. That's so tea. And I love this song. This song, like, if I'm not feeling comfortable with who I am, I chuck on this song. Matter, like, I'm that girl, cozy, alien superstar. Wait, yeah, I like the bridge. Is it the bridge? The bridge of Alien Superstar. I really love as well. Wait here. Well, let me read that one as well because I just want to read it. The outro. We dress a certain way, we walk a certain way, we talk a certain way, we paint a certain way, we make love a certain way. All of these things we do in a different, unique, specific way that is personally ours. Now, I think that from Beyonce's point of view, obviously, I think she wrote that more talking about black people and black culture and stuff like that, I think, you know. But obviously my interpretation as well, because, you know, art is to be interpreted, is also not it's just people in general. We're all unique, and that's what makes us beautiful. How we're unique, and we really need to thrive in that uniqueness. So yeah, I also remember that revelation that I had last year, where I like where I realized like for the first time that I wanted to be myself. Okay, I'm gonna stop recording now. I think my family's here, so I'm gonna have to leave this short. Yeah, thank you guys for listening. Yep. Oh, that like, can you hear them? They're right there. Okay. See y'all in the next one, I guess. Wow, way to end this abruptly. Eat my ass, eat it fast, stroke the cock, lick the breast.